Alright, so continuing with price indices, we have your question saying the price index of an item 2000 based on 1998 is 120. So here we've been given the price index. So we have been given the price index of an item in 2000 based on 1998. This was times 100 is 120. Then the price index of the same item in the price index of the same item in 2005 based on 2000. Sorry, this is 90. The question wants us to calculate the price index of 2005 based on 1998. So this is what the question wants us to find. So I think if you've gone through the first part of price indices, you should actually be able to see how we're going to do this. So here we'll make this is 120 out of 100, then 2005 out of 2000 is equals to 90 out of 100. But now in our question we want 2005 out of 1998. So this would be equals to 2005 out of, you look for what to introduce, and for this case it's 2000. Now to eliminate this 2000, you put it up here in the numerator of 1998. So this would cross with 30, but now we just have to put these terms. So 2005 out of 2000 is 90 out of 100 times 2000 out of 1998 is also here 120 out of 100. So meaning here we have this. We could try to reduce, but you can still just use your calculator and get what is 2005 out of 1998. It's going to be 108 out of 100. But remember, I want it multiplied by 100. So this would be 2 of this times 100 is equals to times 100. So our price index is 108. So we've answered. And the question here says the price index of an item in 1998 if its price in 2005 is this. So want price of an item in 2008, but what do we have? Its price in 2005 is 45,000. But now remember, here we have the price index for P2005 out of 1998 times 100. This gives us 108 just from above here. So you just substitute the price of here 2005 is 45,000 out of 1998 times 100. This equals to 108. So to make this the subject, and your final answer will be 4166.667. Now depending, I think we should have done this to folder, so this, and since the units here are shillings, put here shillings before and you found the price index for that. Now here our question says the table below shows the prices of items in shillings during the years 2010 and 2011. So we have here the prices in 2010, the prices in 2011, the weights, then the weighted price indices. So then the question wants us to find the value of X and Y. So this table has the weighted price indices, but remember the formula for weighted price index is this. So you have the price relative and you multiply the weight. Now, so we just have to deal with each item on its own. So let's start from item B, because item A we have no unknown. So if we start from item B, we come and see we have the price in 2010 is 2,500. The price in 2011 is X. The weight is 5. The weighted price index is that. So okay, instead of this, let's just be quoting the formula. The formula for the weighted price index would be P 2011 out of the price in 2010 times 100 times the weight. This would give us the value we have here for B, so it's 620. So we can now just substitute. So for 2011 our price is X, price of 2010 is 2500 times 100 times the weight, which is 5, is equals to 620. So here you make X the subject and you find your value of X as, I'm doing this to save time, so you get your value of X as 3100. So you come to the same for item C. So I think I can actually pause and everyone tries to do item C. Okay, I think let's just do it together. So would have, just quoting the formula from here, so Y is 320. So we've solved for X and for Y. Now the part B says of the question, the composite price index for items in 2011. Now the composite price index is the same as the weighted average price index. So meaning the composite price index, we just quote the formula being this summation of the weighted price indices is P naught, meaning base here, that was the summation of the weights. Luckily for this question we already had the weighted price indices, so we can just add them. 360 plus 620 plus Y, which we got here as 320, divided by the sum of the weights. Sum of the weights would be 3 plus 5 plus 2. So put this is 1300 out of 10. The answer is 130. So here you found the composite price index for the items in 2011. Okay, so I think this should be the last example, then we'll go to the exercise. So here we see the prices of 3 items and quantities sold for 2 periods are as follows. So here we have items A, B, C, and now unlike the other questions, here we also have the quantity. So in 2012 we have the prices and then the quantity. 2013 we have the prices and the quantity. Now this question is asking us, using 2012 as the base year, calculate the value index. Now this is the first time we are finding the value index. So the value index, it's actually a very simple concept. You sum all the prices in the current year times the quantity bought for that year. Then you also sum all the prices times the quantity bought for the base year. So for this time, for this question, you just come, the current year is 2013. So we're going to multiply 3000 times 3 plus 3500 times 4 plus 5000 times 3 out of, so we now go to this 2500 times 5 plus 3000 times 2 plus 4000 times 3. So what would this be equal to? Sorry, times 100. So this would be equal to 38,000 out of 30,500 times 100. Here we get 124. As I told you last time, make sure you get used to always rounding off to 4 decimal places except for degrees, and also except where the question has asked you otherwise. So here we've come to the end of our questions on pricing.